Hi folks, it's Jack from Red Dragon, and in this video we are going to go over Red Dragon training gloves. Okay, so like we said in the intro, we're going to be looking at Red Dragon training gloves and sparring gloves. These ones are the Red Dragon light sparring gloves. They are all leather. They have some padding in them, so they offer some protection. Come on, so they've got padded fingertips, padded thumbs, some padding on the side of the hand there and on the top, and then they offer a little bit of protection around that wrist and sort of forearm area there. They are not for sparring, they are for training, like solo drills and maybe partnered drills, and they'll just offer you that little bit of protection just in case you are unlucky and you end up getting nicked on the hand. So there is some protection there. They are good for just keeping your hand protected after long or prolonged use, or prolonged training rather. Especially if you're doing a lot of solo drills, your hands can get a lot of blisters and a lot of sores, and after a while get annoying. So having a nice pair of gloves is always good. These ones are, like I said, all leather. They come in 3 colours: black, tan and a brown colour. And they're often used by a lot of reenactors just because of their appearance and the fact that they have some protection on them as well. So they're really good. These gloves are great for the saber. So they've got nice grip control. You can put your thumb on it, do the old thumb grip, which is quite nice. And yeah, you've just got overall nice sort of manoeuvrability in there. If I had more room, I wouldn't be hitting my chair. But anyway, that's the saber. And with the Mesa as well, you've got that quick change, low hassle, sword control, really good with them. And also they just protect you from any burrs from your blade as well if it's been nicked, and the hand in general. Okay, so that's the light sparring ones. Put them on side, and then moving on to the next pair, we have ones that we're all familiar with, which is the Red Dragon original sparring gloves. These offer considerable more protection, not enough to stop any major injuries to the hand. They are generally for light, sort of advanced sparring, and should not be used in any tournaments. You wouldn't be allowed to use them in tournaments, but they are generally for light sparring. They steel sparring, obviously you can do that with them at your sort of own risk there, but I mean we've sparred with them all the time really with steels, but you are prone to breaking fingers if you get struck in the hand, which is quite painful. They, like I said, they offer good protection still though. Despite that, you've got knuckles, top of the hand, the sides. The thumb's got some quite nice protection on it, and then you've got this band, which offers a lot of protection over the wrist and forearm area. They're a little clunky. They're not the comfortablest pair of gloves on the market, but they are affordable and they do protect your hands to an extent, which is what we want. Like I said with the saber, they work quite nicely with the saber. You do have some maneuverability there to try and thumb that, but they're quite clunky, so the actual glove gets in the way of your hand once it's in there, which is a shame. But you do have good wrist control with them. If I was outside, it'd be better, but inside, that's all I can do. So yeah, you've got that quite nice point control with them as well. So you're not feeling like your hand's in a thing of cement, which is quite nice. Your fingers can get a little crushed in them, I don't know if you can see, which is, again, it's just one of those exchanges. But what we all have found, especially when we spar with the saber, is that the red dragon band has a tendency to get in the way of strikes coming in, almost like it just catches them and come down that side, which is a shame. So a lot of us have actually taken that band off specifically just to use these gloves with sabers. But other than that, they're great, and they offer a good amount of protection, especially when you've got that basket hilt. So sparring with these is fine from our experience. Again, with the Mesa, they have some good maneuverability on them as well, which is still quite nice. And they don't tend to get hung up on the nargle or the crossguard, which is good. And they also protect from any burrs that may occur on your sword, which is also quite nice. So that is the Red Dragon sparring gloves, the original ones, mainly for light sparring and advanced drill work. Would not go full steel sparring in these anymore. Not that I haven't, but I wouldn't do it anymore just because I like my fingers and I don't want them broken. So, moving on to the newest addition to the Red Dragon glove family, and that is the Dreadnought. Now, these obviously have had a little bit of a rough start, but the Hema shop and the night shop have been great, and they've supplied everybody with either refunds or the new rivets that go with them, which is awesome. This is a new pair, so it hasn't had any work done to it, so they are all original rivets that are put in it. I do have my pair, which I've re-riveted, and I train in these every session, and I've put these through their paces, so they have taken a beating. We do about 3 sparring sessions a week, as well as training, and then I do solo drills in them. So they really do take a beating, and so far I haven't had any major hand injuries to date with them. They offer a really good all round protection, and are a good platform to build on as well. As some people have started modding them, I myself have put more protection in the fingers of my sword hand, just because it's the one that tends to get the most attention from people. So I've padded that out in the thumb and the fingers, and reduced the amount the finger comes over the leather glove inside there as well. Like I said, they are the advanced sort of training glove, not tournament, but you can steel spar in these quite happily, as long as you are controlled and restrained with them. You're going to be relatively unscathed if you get a hand strike. I've had many hand strikes in them, and I've had a couple of bruises, but no breaks, which is what we want really when we're looking in for a glove. They're really super light as well, so if you've got some Spez lobster claws on, and the maneuverability in them is just like limited, but you've got really good protection on your hands, so you're not gonna break any fingers, hopefully. So these do fit quite nicely in the sabers, especially the Regenia ones. It's got quite a nice basket hilt, so it does fit in there quite nicely. You can get hung up on the knuckles of these gloves, and the rivets will get caught in the hilt, which is annoying. So I don't tend to use these for saber fencing. I go with the original light padded ones, but it's not to say you can't. You've still got some movement in there for your thumb, but not a lot. Not having that big band there is a plus actually for these, but I tend not to use these ones for saber fencing. With the Mesa, again, they're fine. Again, I won't use these for the Mesa. I go with the Red Dragon light ones, only because the Nargle has a tendency to get really bound up and caught in that, which can frustrate you when you're trying to change guard, and then you end up spending too much time thinking of that, and then you get struck by somebody else. So I don't use them for that, but it isn't to say that you can't, and they do offer some really nice like blade control, which is always lovely, and having protection at the same time, which is another bonus. As for with a longsword, they pair it really well. I use them all the time for longsword sparring, steel sparring, and they are great. Good maneuverability, good protection, and overall blade control is nice. And grip is really good as well, especially if you're doing slightly more advanced strikes and techniques. Being able to over grip like this is really nice, whereas if you've got a pair of hoofs and lobsters on, you just get caught and your hand just won't go over, whereas these, you've got that gauntlet kind of control over a sword, which is lovely. I'll put up some videos, some recent videos of me light sparring in them over at Conway and in Chester. But yes, very impressed with these ones, and I do recommend getting a pair. Despite the rough start, they are a really good pair of gloves once you've done the work to them. However, having said that, one of my gloves is fully riveted, this one, but I have been doing the other one slowly as and when, because I just didn't feel the need to take out the rivets that are holding up and not damaged. So I've done the thumb, it bends a little bit more, and I've done one finger and a one fingertip. I've just done it as and when on this pair, just because it doesn't need it. And I also haven't put any padding in these ones because it's the hand's out of the way the most of the time, so it doesn't get struck as much. So I didn't see the need to do it. So there we go. So that's it, guys. These are all the Red Dragon gloves on the market. We've got a light leather pair for drill work and partner drills, and just, you know, general hand protection from when training. And then we have the original Red Dragon sparring gloves. Ideally, were aimed at using nylon swords, but then obviously steels came around and people did use them for steels, or do use them for steels rather. And then we've got the more recent gloves, which is the Red Dragon Dreadnoughts. And these are on the market at the moment, which are great. Definitely recommend getting a pair, even if it's just for light sparring. They are affordable, definitely affordable at the moment, and offer a great range of motion in them. And yeah, highly recommend them. Like I said before, here is some of the free sparring in the Red Dragon Dreadnought gloves. And that's it for this video, folks. For more information on any of the Red Dragon gloves, please head over to the Night Shop International or the Hema Shop International. And there you go. Thank you very much. See you next time.